Hi, Brian here. Welcome to Nam'68, the continuing progress. Here we see some before and after shots. This was back in the early days with the cork down, and then we move on to voila. Scenery added, palm trees, jungle foliage, little port harbour side with a little wooden quay. Yeah, put a lot of effort into this, taking a good while. And remember, this layout is purely fictional. It never existed, and it's a what if. The French may have built a narrow gauge railway system in Vietnam, and it may have been utilised by the US forces when they took over and they proceeded to carry on their fight against the Viet Cong. So anyway, let's move on and see what's in this update. This kit was a fun kit to build. Not built a tank for many years, so I thoroughly enjoyed getting in and building this up as best I possibly could. Skill set still developing and learning a lot from fellow YouTubers, but slowly by slowly I'm getting there. Here we see a possible scenario where the tank will be placed on the layout. And looking down the barrel towards the encroaching VC troops. I started to add the finer details, the racking and the railings, the top mounted machine guns. Put on the main headlight on the front. Just a nice little photo shot on the layout. Started to add the decals. Went over them with a varnish to hold them in place prior to doing any further weathering. Painted olive green. A little bit of weathering with some browns and some blacks and some very light washes with the black. But the one thing that really struck out was not struck out, it was just very noticeable, was a change with the panel line colour. This accent colour really does make a difference, as you can see here. It helps define certain areas of the tank and its armour. I also couldn't resist using it on the little Jeep and the Volkswagen Bug that I had on the layout. I think I agree they look quite nice now, they've got the proper detailing on them. And obviously I couldn't miss out on the Wickham armoured car. It also had a touch of the panel line accent colour. Matte Lucky Varnish by MIG. And then move on to do some shining silver chipping effects, which look quite good. Here we have the stowage, some chains, some bags, some canvas wraps, some boxes. It just helps to add some character and detail to the tank. I also done some weathering effects and mud effects on the tracks and the wheels and the lower part of the chassis. And here we see the tank pretty much finished, moving into position. As it rolls across the track slowly, aiming its barrels towards the VC troops who are approaching the camp in great numbers. The detail, the effect, the subtle tones I'm very happy with. It's the best model tank I've ever built, and I will continue to pursue the art of modelling. Here we have some new lights. We have this one here, a yard lamp from Layouts for You. And as we move around, some more Layouts for You here. And we have this one here. So these are all wired up with resistors, along with some of the ones from the company called We Honest on eBay. These little lights here, and that one there is the one we're wiring up to light up this scene from Full Metal Jacket, where Joker has a prostitute approach him. Luckily for me, my wife is a trained electronic soldering specialist, and she taught me how to solder. These wires were put together with resistors in order to stop them from blowing, as it previously caused the problem, not having resistors in all the lights, feeding them into all the structures. Underneath the layout we have a distribution board by Eve model with numerous inputs, some direct wire and some with little plugs, but it's actually quite busy under there, as you can see. But it all works, thankfully, and here's some pictures of the finished results. One of the things I want to do with this layout is to create movie scenes that I've watched many Vietnam movies, and some of the scenes I want to recreate in this layout. So here we have the table being recreated, just little pieces of plastic I've painted and shaped to look like bottles and cans, an ashtray, cigarette packet and a camera. Full Metal Jacket, yes. Me love you long time, it's a famous scene from the movie, and in order for me to kind of make that idea work on the layout, I got myself a film crew from Langley Models. So we have this film crew. I painted them all in a black just to get the dark undertones initially, and then proceeded to kind of piece together the parts to create the camera for the cameraman, and went on to paint them in various tones and colours suitable to the period, mounted on a little bit of card. And here we can see the cameraman, the sound man, and the man with the little action board is filming that scene. So yeah, there will be more cameos and recreations on this layout. That's one that I've started, and the camera crew will be available to film other ones on the layout, so stay tuned for those changes. And yes, the Angel Share Whisky Distillery is still providing many hours of shunting pleasure and fun. I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas from Santa and our nice Christmas tree. Yes, an exciting build coming up, which I'll record step-by-step process. So thanks again for tuning in, all the very best, and thanks to all the new subscribers to my channel. Like, subscribe, comment.